And thanks, Scott. Well, breathing easy, it's something we usually don't think about, but for about 12 million Americans, breathing is a matter of fighting for air.
Yeah, we've been talking about how people living with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, can find ways to breathe easier. CBS 19's Melissa Daigle has been sharing some advice with us this morning. Melissa, COPD is really a big problem where we live, right here in East Texas.
Yeah, it is. The doctor I spoke with at Mother Francis told me that we actually have the highest concentration of preventable hospital visits from COPD, and that's also according to research from the Department of State Health Services. COPD is a preventable disease that limits airflow to our lungs, and it's mainly caused by smoking. It is not fully reversible, but doctors say there are steps people can take to make breathing with COPD a little bit easier. The first step to breathing easier is to quit smoking. Trinity Mother Francis Chief of Pulmonary and Critical Care Medicine, Dr. Joe Zasik, says that advice goes for everyone.
I would strongly recommend that not to pick up that habit. If your significant other is a smoker, I would kind of go looking for another significant other.
He says he's seen the damage long-term secondhand smoke can cause in his own patients.
There's a lot of females where their husbands have been heavy smokers at home, their parents have been heavy smokers, so they got a lot of exposure from that. It's sad to watch a parent, excuse me, with young children in the car, windows rolled up, and they're smoking. So the kids are getting the same effect as the parents.
Former smokers are speaking out about what it's like to live with COPD in these videos for the Centers for Disease Control.
I had woken up in the morning and I was having extreme difficulty trying to take a breath. Every breath was filled with stark, raving, mind-numbing terror because every cell in my body was screaming to me that I was suffocating to death and I was going to die.
According to the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, COPD is responsible for one death every 4 minutes in the United States. To improve breathing with COPD, Dr. Zasik also recommends avoiding strong odors, perfumes, and being around pets that shed. If you can avoid pollen, do that too.
This time of the year, I would stay out of the hot, humid, middle of the day routine. If I was to go out, I would go out early in the morning or late at night.
He says you can also improve your lung function by getting regular exercise. And that can be hard to do if you're having trouble breathing. People living with COPD not only have a hard time getting enough air in, it's also hard for them to get it out quickly. And this is what really put it into perspective for me. Oh, here we go. Here's a straw. Dr. Zasik says if you can imagine breathing in and out of one of these where you have to suck in air and push it out, that's what they're going through. And then the worse that COPD gets, the smaller that straw becomes. This is a coffee straw, and seriously, this is how some people breathe. This is what it's like for them.
It's like gasping for air.
Right,
really.
right. Yeah.
So scary. Well, did he say just how bad of a problem it is here, COPD is, for us in East Texas?
I asked that question, and he said that he would rank it up there in the top 5, along with heart disease, stroke, and high blood pressure. He says we still just have a large number of smokers in this area, and that's what's bringing a lot of people to the hospital.
All right. Thanks, Melissa.
Thanks, Melissa.
The CDC estimates COPD will become the 3rd leading cause of death by 2020.
80 to 90% of cases are caused by smoking.
A gunman